Porsha Williams and Simon Goubadia's divorce is quickly shaping up to be one of the messiest celebrity splits we've witnessed in recent years. When you bring together two highly dramatic, public figures, drama is practically guaranteed. And the spectacle of their falling out is one that fans and the media are gobbling up. After a whirlwind romance that caught the attention of many, Porsha and Simon became engaged and married in a relatively short amount of time. But now, just a year and a half later, their marriage is on the rocks, and the drama surrounding their divorce is nothing short of wild. It's no surprise that their split is filled with controversy, as Simon has been the subject of allegations for quite some time, being accused of fraud and other scams. But now, he's flipping the script and accusing Porsha, and her mom, of being the real scammers. If anyone thought that the divorce would be settled quietly or without drama, they clearly underestimated just how messy things would get. This situation is turning into a full-blown public spectacle with every twist and turn creating more chaos. The battle between Porsha and Simon shows no signs of slowing down, and it's clear that things will only escalate further. Anyone who has been keeping up with the saga knows that this isn't the first time these two have exchanged sharp words. Their relationship has seemed to thrive off drama, so it's no surprise that more shade is being thrown and more mud is being slung in all directions. As messy as it is, fans are clearly enjoying the show. But don't expect anyone to rush to feel sorry for Porsha. After all, the whole situation started off with Porsha marrying Simon while he was still legally married to his ex-wife, Fallon Goubadia. To make things even messier, Fallon and Porsha were allegedly friends before all of this unfolded, and it didn't take long for their entire relationship to become a spectacle in itself. The drama only escalated when Porsha filed for divorce from Simon. His response was nothing short of intense. He accused Porsha of marrying him solely for his wealth, calling her a gold digger. Simon demanded that Porsha admit or deny whether their prenuptial agreement was unfair or unreasonable. He even questioned if Porsha had only married him for his money. Beyond the prenup drama, Simon took things to a deeply personal level, claiming that Porsha had never truly loved him, that she had cheated on him during their marriage, and that she blindsided him with the divorce. In his court filing, Simon went further and asked Porsha to admit or deny whether she had cheated during their marriage, whether she had been intimate with other men while they were together. He even questioned why he was providing Porsha with a 5-figure monthly allowance during their marriage, suggesting that their relationship may have been transactional in nature. Simon's bitterness seemed to be rooted in the money he spent on Porsha, only for her to walk away so easily once their relationship ended. While Simon's accusations are harsh and inflammatory, it's important to remember that just because someone makes such claims, it doesn't necessarily mean they are true. Much of what he says could be part of a messy public battle designed to tarnish Porsha's reputation. This kind of mudslinging is typical in high-profile celebrity divorces, where both parties seek to control the narrative. So, while Simon's accusations may sound shocking, we need to take them with a grain of salt. As we've seen in other public breakups, things can easily get twisted to fit a particular narrative. As the divorce drama continued to unfold, Simon took things to a whole new level by accusing Porsha of cheating during their marriage. He named several men he believed Porsha may have had inappropriate relationships with, including her ex-fiancé Dennis McKinley, a man named Kelvin, and even a man named Jonathan. But perhaps the most shocking claim of all was when Simon accused Porsha of having an affair with none other than rapper Future. This accusation took everyone by surprise, not just because it seemed random, but because there is no evidence linking Porsha and Future in any way. They don't run in the same circles, and there's not a single photo of the two of them together. The idea that Porsha and Future could have had an affair without anyone catching wind of it seems absurd. While Future's personal life is often filled with controversy, he's known for juggling multiple women at once, which only added fuel to the fire of Simon's accusations. However, the very notion of him getting involved with Porsha, especially while she was still married, takes things to a whole new level of messy. Yet, sources close to Porsha were quick to deny the allegations. They firmly stated that she does not know future and suggested that Simon was simply trying to slander her. Despite Simon's accusations, Porsha wasn't going to let things slide. She quickly fired back, going straight for the jugular in her response. Porsha accused Simon of suffering from erectile dysfunction, ED, a condition that affects many men. For those who are unfamiliar with ED, it refers to the inability to get or maintain an erection, which can cause emotional distress. In her response, Porsha shared a screenshot detailing how men with ED often feel anger, frustration, sadness, and a lack of confidence. She implied that Simon's bitter and salty attitude was a direct result of dealing with the emotional effects of ED. But Porsha's post didn't just stop at throwing shade at Simon's masculinity. She also offered unsolicited advice on how to manage ED, including tips like losing weight, quitting smoking, eating a healthy diet, exercising, and reducing stress and anxiety. While her post may have been an attempt at health advice, it was also a pointed attack on Simon's emotional state. Naturally, Simon didn't take kindly to Porsha's response. He clapped back, writing that he didn't allow witches into his life, implying that Porsha was one of those witches. He also made it clear that he was fed up with the shifting narratives around his life, first rumors of imminent deportation, then claims of him being broke and selling luxury cars. Simon didn't hold back in calling Porsha's accusations defamatory, warning her that there would be consequences for making such statements. He suggested that she would need to get her coins together to defend herself against the fallout of her words. At this point, it was clear that neither party was willing to back down, and the war of words had only intensified. But the drama didn't stop there. Simon escalated the situation by attacking Porsha's family, accusing them of scamming him. He went off on Instagram, claiming that Porsha and her mother were defrauding him, even going so far as to slam them for using his 2021 Rolls-Royce Ghost in the Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 16 trailer. Simon allegedly sent a cease and desist letter to Bravo, asking them not to film his car without his permission, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. He promised to expose Porsha and her mother as scammers in the upcoming season, threatening to release receipts to prove his claims. Simon's threats didn't stop there. He also warned that he was planning a trip to Costa Rica to expose Porsha and her family, asking Bravo to have a conversation with him about how they were enabling the narrative surrounding him. Simon even suggested that he might file a lawsuit, stating that he had been trying to avoid Porsha's family like a plague, but they kept coming back into his life. He made it clear that he was prepared to go public with what he claimed to be evidence of fraud. In addition to attacking Porsha and her family, Simon also directed his anger at Bravo, accusing the network of helping Porsha paint him as the villain. He claimed that Bravo, which is owned by Comcast and NBC Universal, was supporting a narrative that was protected by a prenuptial confidentiality clause. This implies that certain details about their divorce might be kept private, and Simon is potentially using this to his advantage. It's not uncommon for high-profile celebrity divorces to include prenuptial agreements with confidentiality clauses that limit what can be publicly shared. If Simon's claims about the prenup are true, it could explain some of his strategic moves. Despite Simon's best efforts to rewrite the narrative of his divorce, it's clear that Porsha is not without fault in all of this. Both she and Simon seem to be locked in an endless cycle of petty attacks, each trying to outdo the other in a bid to come out on top. Fans have been weighing in on the drama, with some suggesting that both Porsha and Simon might be scammers. One fan pointed out that Porsha was with Simon for his wealth, while Simon allegedly used his wealth to lure Porsha into the relationship. Others question whether Simon is just bluffing, and whether he truly has any damning evidence against Porsha and her family. Some believe that if Simon had the evidence, he would have used it by now or exposed it before. As the battle between Simon and Porsha continues to unfold, one thing is certain: this divorce is far from over. Whether Simon is simply trying to slander Porsha or whether he has some real dirt on her and her family, the drama is bound to become even juicier. Fans are eagerly watching as this messy saga unfolds, But it looks like Simon and Porsha are just getting started.